remember how I said a couple of episodes ago that I was debating on whether or not I wanted to keep the original house? Yeah, I think we've already moved on from that because today we are starting the build of our brand new lake house here on the brand new highway hauling region. Pay no mind to the Silverado in the drink, and our Ram 3500 has a brand new color. Now it's satin orange, which is a little bit of a different color than what I was running before. It's actually really different than the green I was running before, but I decided to change it up. And in this episode, we're just going to build this lake house, see what it ends up looking like. And then we may end up moving a bunch of our stuff into it. We'll see. We'll figure it out. However, before we get into anything else, we do have to go ahead and get started with all of the supplies that we need. And to be fair, it's not actually all that much right off the bat. So let's go ahead and we got to track this task, and we're going to need regular planks, but we're also going to need medium planks. And then we're also going to need 1 unit of service spares, which we can get right here at the, it's like a factory / warehouse area. So let's go ahead and first off, we need to get a trailer to head down here to the lumber yard, but we've also got to figure out how we're going to get kind of everything else put together. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. It's also really nice to have the F550 back out because the F550, to me at least, it's such an amazing work truck, although I end up spending a lot of time in the Dodge because the Dodge is admittedly a lot faster and it gets around the map a lot easier. So whenever I do get the chance to get this Ford out, especially with the flatbed on the back, it ends up being really good for a lot of the jobs that have kind of like little miniature objectives that you can do, you know, here and there as you're completing your tasks. And fortunately, this build actually has one where you actually need to haul a 1 unit of cargo. So, or at least for one of the cargo types, you need to haul 1 unit. So this thing works out really well for that. It's also wild how we can kind of just barely see the Dodge like through the trees across the lake. It's so satisfying to be able to look across the lake and actually see your, I guess, kind of like the foundations of your future house. It's really, really freaking cool. So let's see. We want service spares. Let me clarify. Yep. Service spare parts ×1. And now we can head on back over there. And this will be our very first drop off. Don't worry about these. These were from another time. They were from another time, and they will also be handled another time. Now, look through the trees. You can get just a little bit of a glimpse of the Dodge and actually of the foundation as well. You can actually see the foundation and the Dodge and the dock, like really, really clearly, actually. I'm so back and forth now about what we're going to do with this lake house, because I'm like, are we going to be able to even fit a boat down the driveway? I feel like these are questions we should have asked ourselves before we started the project. But don't worry about it. It's fine. It's absolutely 100% fine. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Are you worrying about it? Because I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit too insistent that I'm not worried about it. I'm pretty worried about it. I don't know why I'm trying to say I'm not. I'm pretty worried about it because, to be honest, that driveway is like it's fine for regular trucks, but getting a trailer around this corner is going to be horrible. So let's see. Let me go ahead and back in. Yeah, I don't even want to think about backing a trailer down this. Like, look how sharp this is. I can barely fit the F550 around it, and we're still brushing up against that tree. And that's going to be our service spares delivered. And so now we need 2 units of regular wooden planks, but we also need the 2 units of medium planks, which are going to be down here, I'm pretty sure. So the other ones we're going to have to go up to the hardware store for, but the mediums we'll grab from down here at the yard. So essentially what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to split our forces and head kind of opposite directions in both trucks. And since we are currently taking a break from the brewery job, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to actually run down to the brewery right now, and we're going to grab the 6-unit gooseneck. We're going to kind of just like borrow it off of that job and use it for the lake house in the meantime. So it's not really going to be a big deal because we can just like, you know, haul it back over to the brewery whenever we need it over there. So again, it's not really going to be a big deal. So let's go ahead and we'll just head on in here. And the other truck, I already went ahead and ran it up to where the regular planks are. So it's already loaded up. It's already got a trailer behind it. It's good to go. And I wanted to go ahead and knock out the mediums first because A, they're just going to be larger in general. And B, I think we're going to have to do the mediums in 2 runs instead of 1. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken anyway, I think they are 4 units. Although if they're 3 units, we can do them both in one go because it's a 6-unit trailer. But honestly, I have a pretty good feeling that they're going to be 4-unit. And of course, if y'all are enjoying these highway hauling playthrough videos, let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see more of them, if you would like to see less of them, if you would like to see more of something else. Also, let me know any of that in the comments as well. Now, one thing I will tell you that I really enjoy about doing these highway hauling Let's Play videos is that you can kind of mix and match elements of role play with elements of the in-game missions, which ends up being like, it ends up becoming a really fun balance, I think. And I think highway hauling in general has always done a really good job of that. But this particular map in general, I think, honestly, really hits the nail on the head with that kind of balance, that ends up being just genuinely really enjoyable. All right, so it's time to go ahead and find out if this is going to be 1 trip or 2. Oh, come on. Oh, we can actually, we could do that. We could do 3 of these if we really needed to. Thankfully, we don't need to, but I thought they were going to be like 3 or 4 units. They're actually only 2. Let's go ahead and just get you turned around. And now we just run these back down. That's so much easier and so much more chill than I thought it was going to be. Actually, though, do you... Oh, there we go. I felt like it needed to be in high mode. It just felt like it was kind of sagging a little bit. It wasn't necessarily like squatted in the back, but it was definitely getting to a point where I was like, we should probably make use of the fact that we can level the rear of the truck out. Now, granted, it did lift up the entire truck, but I'm pretty sure that, and I'll go back and check if I really need to, but I'm pretty sure that I did put the towing optimized suspension on this thing. It's definitely a rainy day to be doing this kind of stuff. Although, I mean, that's kind of how it goes sometimes, even in the real world. I mean, it's like you have stuff you got to get done, and it sometimes, well, rains. And now for the test. Let's see if we can get this trailer around the corner. I'm going to have to go as wide as I possibly can. And then cut back at the last second. Push that tree over. Oh, narrowly missed that one. Don't mind me. I'm just going to unload like this. So that's done. And then really now, all we need to do is run the other wooden planks down here, although that does involve going and getting the other truck, which is fine, so we're not going to worry about it. Although we do need to clear the driveway. Oh, this will be a real test of the backup skills. Let's see. Oh, will you line up? Please and thank you. Oh, it's not too bad. It would be a lot worse if we were doing it in first person, or if we were like locked in first person. And don't any of you get any ideas? Because if all of you demand like being locked in first person for the next episode, we're going to have to end up doing it. All right. You're going to chill right there. Shut the lights down. And now we're just going to go grab the mega cab and run the other 2 units down there. I am so excited to see what this place looks like. I'm genuinely pumped. Like, it's going to be, well, I don't actually know what it's going to look like. I don't know what house model they technically used for this. So it could be really, really nice, or it could be meh. Although, I'm going to be a little sad if it ends up being just meh and like not really all that interesting to look at. Ooh, slow it down. Slow it down. I love running this thing in high, but like, or not in high, sorry, but in automatic mode, but like sometimes it just genuinely gets going too fast. The best way to drive it, at least I have found on this map, is to just lock it in high and leave it there. Although what I end up finding that, you know, at least the problem for me, is that on the straightaways, I want more speed. And the problem with wanting even more speed out of a truck that's already fast is that the physics start to hate you. Is that more body damage? Yeah. Yeah, it's more body damage. Don't worry about it, though. It'll be fine. It'll be just fine. It is hilarious just watching it bounce through all this stuff. It's not exactly the most realistic way to play the game, but I've done this route enough times now that, I mean, and even y'all can tell me in the comments down below if you don't want me to show that route anymore, and I won't. Like, if you legitimately would like me to just cut that entire route, like, out of these Let's Play videos, let me know, because I'm totally open to doing that. Because again, like I said before, I can totally understand how you would be very tired of seeing that route just over and over and over again, because I know that we've run it a bunch of times now, and I'm sure that if I'm feeling it, y'all are probably feeling it as well. I'll probably just leave my lights on for the rest of this. There it is. Oh, it's gonna be good. You know, something I'm just realizing too is that, like, our first house didn't have much of a driveway, and this second house now, it's got somewhat of a driveway, but the problem with the driveway is that it's like not, it doesn't have a lot of parking, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this house might not be the best for us because it's just gonna end up being a parking nightmare. Oh, entering from this side should be fun. That's actually not bad, because this gooseneck's a lot shorter. I went with the 4-unit for this one. The lifted 4-unit, so it's not really going to be an issue. Oh, this one's so much easier. Are we ready? It's going to be good. At least I hope it's going to be good. And go. Oh, what? Well, hopefully we can come back and finish it later, because this is not exactly ready to live in yet.